Hi everyone, welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm going to do Tuesday 10 today, but with a little bit of a different format. Instead of pulling 10 random things from my box of things that I keep, I have decided that my scrap bin is just unbelievably out of control. So what I'm doing instead is I've just taken this huge pile of scraps and I want to just make stuff for the journal that I'm currently trying to work on. I filmed a bit of footage for this already and it just, I don't know, it got eaten. I have a feeling I need to get a new camera because this particular GoPro is a little older and it's getting a little cantankerous. So from time to time it just sort of silently says, let's stop filming. So I'm not going to get grumpy at it though, whatever. So the book that I'm working on, I'll show you a little bit of what I'm doing today just because we have a little of a different format, is this one. If you watched my series on Junk Journal January, this was from the day of experimental. So I'm working on this and it's going to have kind of a theme of like adventure with a bit of vintage. I feel like this book, it's like, I don't know, I don't exactly know how to explain it. It's like, you know, journey and discovery and that kind of thing. That's kind of the direction I feel like it's going. So I've used some nice old ledger in it. I've got some vintage things and some other things. I'm also using a kit from Miles Beyond the Moon on Etsy called Second, what is it? Second something. I want to say like Second Emperor, but that's not what it is. Oh, I forget. Anyways, I can't remember, my brain. So what I've been doing this morning is just going through my scraps and thinking about how I can use assets from the kit and other things to just make more ephemera. So I'll show you the ephemera that I made already today, just because I didn't do this all from Tuesday 10, but this one I used like a vintage scrap book that I've had for quite some time, a Victorian scrapbook, and this little girl was on this pink paper, and then I just did the rest, collaged the rest. This is from Miles Beyond the Moon, and it was two pieces that, you know, you put together and you make this little notebook, and added that label. This was from Miles Beyond the Moon, this image. So it was this one, and then this one, and this one. And I've just been making ephemera this morning and this fun round image. And then these are a couple more of the scrapbook pages from the Victorian scrapbook. So these two images here were from the scrapbook and I just had a lot of fun collaging with them. And then I made, or I added this poem from Walt Whitman, sorry. I dreamed in a dream. I saw a city invincible to the attacks of the whole of the rest of the earth. I dreamed that was the new city of friends. Nothing was greater there than the quality of robust love. It led the rest. It was seen every hour in the actions of the men of that city and in all their looks and words. And I thought that was a nice inspiration for this book. Then this was like a partial piece from that same old scrapbook, and it had these two children sitting on this like bench here, but this was like a school teacher maybe, and she had no head. So I added a bird head, and I added a bird with them here and another bird down here, and just kind of had fun collaging and added this snippet. Many of the plants are now in bloom, but there are more still unopened. When we have enjoyed the flowers indoors, we can then transplant the bulbs to the garden to bloom again next spring. And I felt like they were sitting in a classroom maybe, learning about plants. And then this was another little page of this little boy playing a violin, and I just had a lot of fun collaging with that. So that's the ephemera that I made. Now I just now was working on this before the whole camera thing happened, and then I'd filmed like 13 minutes and then I just decided to just delete it because I'm not going to remember what I talked about in the first 13 minutes, and there's things I want to talk about and I don't want to like wonder if I already talked about it. So anyways, I made this just before. I'm now working on this one. So this is an image from Miles Beyond the Moon, and I added some avocado dyed paper doily, And this wonderful Mark Twain quote, "The man who has nothing to boast of but his illustrious ancestors is like a potato. The only good belonging to him is underground." And I love that because I feel like it's anti-colonial, and it's like, you know, these are like kids, and like they're coming upon like a new world, like they're trying to create a new world, but based on better things. That's kind of where my brain is going with this journal right now. So now I'm working on this. I want to, this is another Miles Beyond the Moon paper doll image, and I just collaged it here. And so from my scrap bin, I had a bunch of pages of this is actually like from a gardening book, and it's about like the different kinds of seeds and their zones you can plant them in and whatnot. So I love the dots though, and I thought they'd make really great backgrounds, so that's why I kept them in my ever growing giant scrap pile. So now what I want to do is I want to add some spray and some coffee to this, some spray Distress Oxide in Uncharted Mariner, because how much of an Uncharted Mariner is he, right? So I think we'll do that real quick. I'm going to try to contain this a little and not make a gigantic mess, so that's good. Probably more than enough ink as I usually do. So yeah, I'm having a nice morning. I got up early. I got up before the rest of the fam jam, and they're up now though, so you'll hear the thunking and the thudding. But yeah, I had a nice little morning. I have a very busy day ahead of me. My daughter is tonight, as I film this, it is Saturday, and she is going to be spending the night tonight at Ripley's Aquarium with her beaver colony, her little scouting colony there. They are staying in this, they're doing this program called Sleeping with the Sharks, and so the kids arrive at the aquarium after it closes, and they are able to have like their own little tour and have like a little snack and stuff at the aquarium, and then they're going to sleep in this tunnel. It's like a big tunnel that you can walk through, and there's aquarium on all sides and overhead, so like she'll be sleeping on a little not an air mattress, but like it's actually like a self-inflating sleeping mat that's made of foam. I have to figure that out today. It's part of my whole day is figuring that out. And so she's going to be sleeping there tonight, and I'm like so happy for her, but I'm also like so I don't even know the word, that like the first time your child sleeps away from home, that's what this is for me. So I'm trying to cope, guys. It's not easy. These babies, they give you all sorts of anxiety and joy all in one. My son, if you can hear him, is currently yelling about something. I don't know what. So please ignore it. He's not in distress. Don't worry. My husband is with him. I think he's just, sometimes he does this thing, which is almost 90% of why you may hear him yelling in the background, where he's trying to, like right now our dogs, they have a love-hate relationship. We got a new dog a little while ago, and he's a beagle, and he's quite large, and he's a puppy, and so he's a wild boy. And my Chihuahua, who is like 11 years old, he has limited patience, right, for him. So what happens is we put the Chihuahua on the other side of our baby gate, and then usually he'll come downstairs with me and just hang out with me while I'm down here, and the beagle's on the other side. Well, my son, for whatever reason, is like, I want to play with the Chihuahua, so he'll kind of like keep the Chihuahua on the other side of the gate because he's like, you know, talking to him or playing with him, but then he'll throw one of his toys, like my son will throw one of his own toys over the gate, and then he can't get it, so then he starts to like get upset about that, and yeah, that's the calamity of what my son's getting up to. Well, that's pretty. It's a digital, I guess. Yeah, it's a digital I printed. I think that would actually go quite nicely. We could make a flip with this. That would be great. This is like an old file folder. So yeah, I was just kind of working this morning to try to get a little bit of work done on this book, and also to just film a video. I still have to film a couple of videos for the Junk Journal January series, which I'm almost finished. I'm almost there. I'm happy about that because I think I'm looking forward to having kind of my own time to just film what I want, but I am going to be doing work on a few series in February. So hopefully that will be good. That's good. Okay. I'm also thinking about, with all these scraps that I'm stressing about, I was thinking it might be good to do a scrap down in February. I know April from Pink Odd Bird did a really lovely series this month. I think it was at least 10 parts about, making journals from your scrap bin, just literally turning your scrap bin into journals. And I was kind of inspired to do that, but I don't know. I don't know what holds me back. Okay. So that's what I want there. Then I think I'm going to round all these corners and then probably do some stitching on that one. So that'll go into my pile to stitch along with my Uncharted Mariner. Okay. Yes, that's what I want. Then I want to add something to make that more interesting. A little scrap in the corner here, maybe with a little of this kind of sparkly paper. That and that, and then maybe I'll grab a label of some kind from the kit. This is Feeny. Let's do it. I'm trying to decide what else I'm going to do today. So after I film this, I'm going to go and tackle my daughter's camping list, all the things that she has to bring to the aquarium. It's not very much, thankfully, because it's just overnight. Unlike her guiding camp list, which is the most extensive thing I have ever seen. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's only 2 nights. Why do I have to pack so much stuff? Holy moly. But for them, I think it's a part of just teaching them about preparedness and all that. So I have no real issue with that. Also, the whole entire world has been sending me messages today. My phone has been blowing up, and I don't know why. But everyone I know has gotten up really early, and I have no idea why they're sending me things. But yeah, it's one of those days, I guess. Craziness. Okay. Feeny. I like that little wrinkle that's right there. I might add a little gold to that. I've discovered this thing. If you just kind of tap your finger in your gilding wax, you can get a nice light application of it, and I've been doing that a bit, and I like it. Okay. So that'll get stitched. That's fun. All right. I don't know about you, but I look at my scrap pile and I just feel so why? Okay, let's look at, I just saw something that looked kind of cool. Where did it go? It's in this. This is a whole pile. This is cool. I'm going to use this as a piece of ephemera. So see this little stenotype and shorthand thing? This was from a children's, a children's encyclopedia from the 60s or 70s or something. It's fun. short story. So I may use actually this for another piece of ephemera. I like that it says short story on the side. So now we've created a couple things that we can make use of here. And then I saw these shells here. This is kind of cool, these shells. I love the oyster. What if we made like a pocket of some kind to go in this book that was like, maybe we could use it for him. So we could like stack up a bunch of shells on a surface and make a pocket for him to go into. That will be fun. So let's just cut this down. Who's this guy? Yeah, he's military. No interest there. Okay. I'm gonna just cut around here. Get a few of these. Talking to one of my friends this morning, and she's another one of the people who have like made a bunch of life changes in the last few years that I know. Like they've moved homes and stuff, changed jobs, and she's got me so inspired because she's done everything that I want to do, you know, with my own life and my own living situation and all that. We want to move, we want to start a bunch of new things. And she's got me really inspired because that's what she did. And she's telling me, like, she lived in my city. And she's telling me how, you know, it's really good to be mortgage free and not have to live in such an expensive city. And, you know, she's got a good job. She's able to work remotely. So I'm like, okay, you've literally accomplished all the things that I want to do. And instead of getting morose about it, I'm going to get inspired. And you know, I've been working on kind of like life planning and that kind of thing around downsizing my house and that, so it'll make things easier for me to kind of prepare our house for sale. It's challenging though. With little kids, I don't know how people do it. I really don't, because, you know, I find the minute I get a room kind of really clean and really presentable, and I mean like beyond just the normal, like my home is clean and organized, but like, you know, when you're selling, you really gotta like jazz things up, you know. So like when I start to kind of think about doing that kind of thing, I just look at how things like go in my life where, you know, I'll spend a formidable amount of time cleaning up after the kids and whatnot and like getting everything ready. And then like within, you know, a few minutes, either the dog or the kids have like, you know, taken out more stuff or messed up something. Or so I don't know. Like I need storage units to be free so I can put everything I own in storage. Because storage is really expensive. And I'm just like I said to my husband, I would rather get rid of a bunch of stuff that I know I don't really need. Rather than like paying to store it, because like you can waste a lot of money on storage and I don't want to do that. I think a lot of people keep a lot of things in storage for a long amount of time, and like, you know, I know there are like storage auctions because people can't afford to pay off their, you know, their units and stuff, and I can imagine how devastating it must be to like lose the things that you own to that sort of a situation. I mean, not that I feel like I'd be in that kind of a situation, but I mean, I'm sure that those people didn't either. You know, so I never discount things like as known, right? Like I never kind of think this could never happen to me, because you never know. And in such an economy as this that, you know, we're all sort of trying to deal with right now, yeah, it can be challenging to think about. So I'm going to use this glue page actually to make my pocket with. I'm just going to add more glue to it so it stays well glued. I like the edge on this. Kind of rumply edge. Oh, this was the book Thorn Apple Tree, that's right. Alright, so let's just start maybe gluing down these shells. So I think, you know, the important thing is to keep within the boundaries of this paper because I can't make it too big or it won't fit on my page. So I'm going to start this one here. This one, I just love it. I'm going to probably, yeah, put it there. I'm actually going to glue it to this page that's underneath too. So it's all going to be one assembled bit of paper. So yesterday it was an adventure for me. I ended up having to go into my office, my actual office, which I never do because I work at home nowadays and have for about over 3 years now. And yeah, I had to go in. Like I go in every now and then, but usually I go in outside of business hours when I can just do things and nobody can bother me. Not that I'm antisocial, I just, I don't know. I have no desire to be in an office environment with a bunch of people right now. So there was kind of like this unspoken mandate that we go in yesterday because there was like a visitor and optics and all those things. You know, when you work in an office job, you get the joy of dealing with those kind of things. So I went in and it was like, it was nice to see people, but it was also kind of a stressful experience because everyone was treating me like the office unicorn or something because they haven't seen me in a long time. And I'm like, hi. So, yeah. That was yesterday, and I'm glad it's over. I learned a lot from it, I think, about what I do and don't want in my life. And it was nice to see my colleagues, though. I was one of 3 people wearing a mask, and I think that the other 2 people only put them on once they saw me, and they were like, oh, okay, I can wear my mask. Okay, like, it's the social pressure of like weird, like not wanting to look like the weirdo, but I embrace being the weirdo. That's okay. I'm totally cool with that. No worries. So, yeah. Everybody was fine with it except for like one person who I can always anticipate to not be my favorite person in life. So we won't mention who he is, but yeah, that was my day, and I was happy to see my boss, though. He's wonderful as usual. It's great to talk to him a little bit. So now we're just going to cut out this pocket in a nice free-form kind of a way. Rid of these scraps, and then just take a quick look at this. Okay. I'm just going to tear the excess paper off the bottom here, but I'm going to then reinforce the gluing here because this is holding those top shells, the backing on. It's like the backing of those shells. Whoops. So I just want to try to secure that a bit. And I'm trying to decide if I want to add a little. I do. Wait, I need this, and I know there's a little ink left over in here. It has a bluey purpley tone to it. So I'm just going to kind of reactivate it. I don't want anything too overwhelming because I don't want to like lose my shells, and I don't want to make this all brown with coffee or ink. I just want to add a little color that's like a bluey tone on the white spaces here. So we'll just use up these little inky remnants and add some color tone to this. Alright, so now, yeah, we'll have this pocket for that tag. That's fun. So this needs stitching though. This doesn't. I'll put this over here. What next? How many things have we made? Okay, so with you, I've made 1, 2, 3 things. So we have a bit of work to do. Okay, and then I kept this short story thing. Cut the end off that, or the bottom off that. Now, is there anything else from this little, like, children's encyclopedia that would be fitting for this book? Not that. No, I don't think so. So I'm going to throw those back in scraps for now, so that I can just kind of move along here. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down on here. It's just a little bit of ledger. Maybe we'll just kind of collage the background a little bit and then think about what I want to use as a focal point. And that will actually just get work done and not require overthought. That's kind of nice. Maybe a nice little pocket, maybe. I fold this. See, this is how you just use up scraps, right? You just get on it. And then I'm going to use a staple, which I rarely use, but I do sometimes like the look of. A little staple there. Then, what I want to do with this, I think, around those edges so that that could tuck in here. That. Okay. Then glue this down. It's kind of like a little matchbook. Oh, that's a nice little scrap that I stitched on. Huh. No, not right for that, but maybe for something else, for sure. Okay, let's get rid of this gluey paper. I need to do something with this back side of this. I think ink will be just fine, actually. So let's just ink this up. And then I'm going to grab a little label from in here. This says Catherine Gale. I don't know who that is. Echo, who is Catherine Gale?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Gail is Oprah's best friend she often talked about on her show.
Alexa off. Okay, so apparently Amazon does not know who Catherine Gale is either, and they're talking instead about Oprah's best friend, Gail. Technology. Alright, let's see how that fits in here. Kinda, sorta. What are we having a problem over here for? Let me go in here with this ruler. I think the glue just extended out a little too far right here. So let's loosen it back up. Just slowly guide your ruler in here. And then just kind of hold it down for a second. Go back and forth and just, there we go. Make a little space in that pocket. Okay. Let's see if that will fit. And now it fits. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so I think I need something else on here other than this Catherine Gale label. So I'm going to hunt around a bit. Okay, so I need to keep working on this. I had to take a little break for a moment. My husband brought me breakfast because he's lovely. So I think I want to add a bit of book spine. Oopsies. There it goes. To this front of this little matchbook. Okay, just add it kind of like a little bit crooked. Tear that little piece off the bottom. And then I found this little bird sticker that I think I'd like to use on here. There we go. Just gonna burnish this down. These are really good stickers, so I don't even need to like glue it. It's it'll stay put. Just gonna go over it with some ink to just tone the white a little bit. Okay. So now we have that cute little bird there, and then that will fit in here. And then I found this little piece of this is some vintage French writing actually from the kit, and I'm going to pop that in here as a little journal card. And this can pop down. There, that's kind of cute and fun. Okay, I'm just trying to decide if I want anything right there. No, not that. I don't know. I probably don't need anything there. I'm just being I'm just being a magpie as usual. That's so cute. These scraps that I keep. You know what? I'm gonna let this just be. I think it's good. I think it can just be. All right, let's work on this now. Now that I see this, I'm thinking that could be fun on there too. Okay, so I'm just gonna tear. Okay. And I think what I want to do with this is actually create maybe like an interesting belly band. So I'm going to bring this a little smaller here. So this is a good size for a belly band. Maybe a little off this edge too. Okay, and what I mean by an interesting belly band is that it's just got a little bit more going on. So first I think I'll probably glue it down again to a book page to give it a little bit more girth. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I'm going to end up stitching all around this. But I want to add a couple of elements to it as a belly band. Okay, so one is going to be a little pocket and the other is going to be like a little flip out journal space. So let's start with, just secure that bottom a little more. So first I will do a little inking of the background here to just give it some age. Then I want to use this as the tip out piece, I think. This fun little bit of writing. So we'll ink that too. Actually, I probably need to back it first. Let's do that. I'll back this onto some journal paper because we want this to be journaled on the back. What's this? That's fun too. Let me just use this as a little journal card, these cards, because I have another little image that actually has a boy with cards. So that can be another piece of simple, fun ephemera. See, scraps. You can never go wrong with awesome scraps. This is from like a book cover, actually. Okay, so that's done. Now, I need paper. I've got this brown. Is that, no, not wide enough. Okay. Okay. Glue that down. Then what I want to do is create a little flap on this. Okay, so then this little flap will go this way. Because this is going to be writing space and it's going to attach on the back here, this flap, so that I will have this on the belly band. And then I also want to add a little pocket here, and that'll allow me to put little bits of ephemera, like a little piece of ephemera in there. And then I had this, which I think could be a perfect little pocket. So I'm actually going to add all this by stitching. I'm not going to bother doing gluing. I'm going to just go stitch all of this together. I may actually, yeah, I'll probably glue this on, but I'm going to stitch this together. So I will be back in a minute. Okay, so all this stitching is done. I just have to get these threads. There are all these little threads. Okay, so now we have that little pocket there. And then this, we're going to glue this back flap on the inside. Here. And that will flap over there. Okay. So then the belly band, we will glue it here and here, and it will be glued down. This will flip open for some more writing space here, and then we'll have something in this little pocket. I have this little bit from the kit, and that's cute. I think that will fit. Yeah, it will. Perfect. So let's just ink the back of it a little bit so that it's got a little interest to it. And maybe, because we have all these scraps hanging about, I'll find some cute little bit or bob to put on the back of it as like the top of like a piece of stationery or something. Oh, that's really pretty. I think I'll use one of these little mechanical drawings, like this little bit here. You hear a little hum sound. I am running my laminator because I have my daughter's camping mattress. There's sort of instructions on how to like inflate and deflate it. It's like a self-inflating kind of camping mattress. So I'm printed out the instructions from the box, and I'm going to, I scanned them, and now I'm laminating them to put them on the side of the package, so that like tonight when they're camping and the leaders are trying to get her mattress put up, they'll have a quick and easy and durable instruction on how to do so. All right, so there is our, multifunctional belly band. Okay. Another thing that you can do that's not just a belly band with this idea is you can actually use like two sets of like book pages, like the thing we made the belly band out of, and you can have them connected here, like glue them together, stitch them together, and then as long as your page isn't as long as your belly band, you can have it be sliding as well. So like if you wanted to slide it off or what have you, and you could decorate both sides of your belly band so it's like a slide on piece of ephemera. Okay, so that's done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 things that I've made. However, I think what I'm going to do, I know I would love to just sit here and continue, but I do have about a million things I have to do today, and I did want to bring you a Tuesday 10 of some kind. So I know I've definitely used up like 10 pieces of my scraps. I need to use about 10,000, truth, but I'm happy with what I've come up with today. So I'll show you the finished ephemera that we made, because I did get a minute to stitch. So we have this pocket for this tag. And we have this little matchbook here with the little card inside. Just a fun and simple little piece. And these are all going to go into the journal that I'm working on now. This little, cards, journal card. This little flippy. And then the belly band, the multifunctioning belly band. So that's it for me for today. I will come back and see you again soon. I have a lot of work to do on this book, so I'll probably come back with at least another video. So thanks for joining me and have a great Tuesday.